This Perez which won, which came first, these now are the black Americans. This is the land which Jesus came from. We will read the genealogy of Jesus in Luke. You'll see he came from the line called Perez. And also Ibrahim Traore from the Mosi tribe comes from this. Their founding tribe leader is called Perez. It's called Perez Edraoga. So the Mosi tribe in Burkina Faso is also from the tribe of Judah.
I always had a problem with us calling ourselves black because on a common sense level, we are not a color in a crayon box. And I don't know about you, comment down below if you felt this way too, but ever since I was a little kid, it's like I've always had this question of who am I? Like, who am I really? And where did I come from? But I saw this video yesterday that blew my mind, and in the best way. And the video I saw was on the YouTube channel Something Nice with Diano. And the guest on this channel, his name is Kido Joseph Kilua. He is the leader of a movement called Sub-Saharan Israelites. And when I tell you this man broke down who we really are, okay, I'm talking about so-called black Americans. When he broke down who we are, I mean, I had to watch the video like 2 times. I want you to check this out and then let's continue.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies. Thy father's children shall bow down before thee. Judah is a lion's whelp. From the prey, my son, thou art gone up. He stooped down, he couched as a lion, and as an old lion, who shall rouse him up? The scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come. And unto him shall the gathering of the people be, binding his foal unto the vine, and his asses colt unto the choice vine. He washed his garments in wine, and his clothes in the blood of grapes. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk.
Thank you. Judah, now we have seen he the kingly tribe. Even the Messiah, Yesu, he comes from the tribe of Judah.
He said Jesus comes from the tribe of Judah.
Now we have to know how many sons did Judah have? Because when you're approaching a kingly line, not all sons will inherit the throne. So Judah, if we go now to this, I have to search, but First Chronicles 9, First Chronicles chapter 9, we can find the sons of Judah there. But the people who are versed in Bible, they'll know this. Judah had 5 sons. The first son was the second Onan. And Onan were killed. So there remained only 3 sons. The son called Shelah, which Shelah now is the son which gave birth to the Botswana, the Swana tribe, the Lesotho, and the Nyakyusa in Tanzania. The Swana, Sotho, and the Nyakyusa in Tanzania, they come from Shelah. This son was not the kingly one which we say the Messiah came from this line. No, because this is the son which Judah, when he saw his 2 sons were killed, he hid this son so as he didn't want this son to die, because he thought inheriting this wife, which was Tamar, was maybe the reason the sons were dying. So this last son called Shelah was supposed to inherit that wife called Tamar, but Judah was afraid to do that. So what happened is this: Judah himself went to sleep with Tamar, his daughter-in-law, without knowing, because Tamar pretended to be a harlot. And then Judah passed at that place and slept with her own daughter-in-law. And then now they were born 2 twins. One twin was called Zerah, the other twin was called Perez. Zerah was the first twin, but when Tamar was given birth, the hand of Zerah came first. Those midwives put a mark. They put a a kamba, we call a kamba in Swahili, a mark in his hand, a red mark. But fun enough, he came out, another son called Perez. The younger brother came out first. He was called Perez because he breached. Now, this Perez, which won, which came first, these now are the black Americans. This is the land which Jesus came from. We will read the genealogy of Jesus in Luke. You'll see he came from the line called Perez. And also, Ibrahim Traore from the Mosi tribe comes from this, their founding tribe leader is called Perez. It's called Perez Edraoga. So the Mosi tribe in Burkina Faso is also from the tribe of Judah. But also there's a river in Congo called Sankuru, which Thomas Sankara, which was also a big founding leader or president in Burkina Faso, took that word of Sankara. What am I trying to portray? I'm portraying this fact. Judah, when at 70 AD, they all went to Sub-Sahara, as we studied Deuteronomy 33, chapter 7, which said Judah to come to his brother. When he came there, they came in Congo area. And then, why did they go there? They go there because it will be a deeper history. But Caleb, I know those biblical geeks will be happy with this story. Caleb married Manasseh's daughter, which were very much matrilineal. So Caleb is also Judah line of Perez, who came here Sub-Sahara with the 10 tribes. So when they came to Sub-Sahara, some Judah came in the Congo, meeting the Baluba. That's why even if you Google in the Congo area right now, you'll see there's Sankuru River. And then Sankuru River, you'll go up, you'll find Thomas Sankara, which is from the Mosi tribe. And if you Google the founder of the Mosi tribe, you'll find the son is called Perez Edraoga. Perez, you'll find Perez. Perez is the title of father or founder in Burkina Faso Mosi tribe. But all the black Americans come from this line of Perez.
A while back, I made a video and compared Ibrahim Traore, the youngest head of state in Africa, with the smart guy, a US-based rapper, entrepreneur, boxer, and mindset coach. To me, they were so similar in power, leadership, and strength. And they looked like they could be cousins. And now I know why. They're both from the tribe of Judah.
Zerah, which was the firstborn who was supposed to be, but Perez exceeded him in the birth time, is the same word Zulu. Zerah and Zulu is the same word. The Ara and Elo is interchangeable. What happened is, when they were in Congo, the tribe of Judah, which came from Zerah and Shelah line, said, oh, let us go to the south part, because the south part is more safe. They were afraid of this slave trade, which was prophesied in Isaiah 11 verse 12. Perez were the most bold. They were more confident. They said, okay, let's go to the line of fire, the northern countries, because it is near to the country where we ran from, the Middle East, Israel. They knew that it's a very dangerous country to dwell in, and the most of slaves will come from there, and Congo, Angola part. But that's why most of them, the Black America was talking from that area. But Judah did not escape. The Zerah line, which are the Zulu and the Swana, and the Sotho, which came, the Judah, which come from now from the remaining sons of Judah, which is now Zerah and Shelah. Because Perez now went northern of Africa and went to the slave diaspora. Now the ones which went south, so they escaped the slavery. But God, because wanted the curse to be fulfilled, He brought the white men. We call the Africans, this white word, Netherlands, I don't know, to enslave them in apartheid. They are there in their country of Southern Africa. Because Judah will not escape to stay with the enemy. Judah will stay with the white men until the end of time. That's why all the other tribes in other countries, they chased away the white men. There are not a lot of white settlers in other countries in Africa.
Is this made
the
reference
place where Judah went
Wait,
to escape
brother.
slavery?
Okay, so did you hear that? Did you hear what our brother said? We are the tribe of Judah. We are Israelites. Now, this isn't the first time I heard this. The first time I heard this information was actually from the late great Pastor Stephen Darby, and this was, I think, last year. Like, all of this information for me is new. And another thing that he said Jesus comes from the tribe of Judah. So we are the kings and queens. We are the ones with this royal identity. This information makes everything make sense, right? And I mean that by being a people that other nations want to be like, as far as bopping our heads to our music, true hip hop music, and all the way back even further, like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 40s, our style of clothes, the way we walk, the way we talk, the way we are. People want to emulate that. And so it's like we have this power about us and we don't even understand what it is or why it is. We live in these countries, especially the States, right, where they create this complete matrix that puts us at the bottom on purpose, right? And then it's like whenever we succeed, they move the goalposts, right? Every time that we figured it out and we beat them at their own game, the goalpost moves. And this has just been the way it's been forever, because people pretending to be the best who are not the best and always trying to put you at the bottom. Because here's the thing, if you were really the best at anything, you wouldn't have to flex. You wouldn't have to prove anything to anybody. That's the word, prove. You wouldn't have to prove anything to anybody if you were really the best. If you were really, a good person. But when you're not, when you know you are second best, then you would be the one to make the person who really has the talent feel like they're less than you. Comment down below if you can understand what I'm saying. Anyway, back on topic. I'm making this video because I want us to really learn who we are and stop calling ourselves black, because black is a color and it's not our color. We are all the colors of the rainbow. And I'm just tired of the ignorance of that. And I'm bringing that up because, we're in these, a lot of us now, we're traveling overseas, we're traveling internationally, and we go to these different cultures and countries, and we always talk about how beautiful their culture is and the food and whatever else. But then they're also very curious about us. And so we have to educate them on who we are and everything like that. And because who we are, we're not black. If we continue to call ourselves just black Americans, then we are taking what our enemy called us, which is a lie, black, and then perpetuating that all across the world. You know what I'm saying? It's already been like marketed through marketing or whatever, but when people meet us, it's our responsibility to educate people, on who we really are, so that there's no misunderstanding. We can't continue to perpetuate a lie, is what I'm saying. So let me just give an example. Let's say that you are, now I'm talking to my black Americans, right? Let's say that you are, just put yourself in the mindset of let's say that you're Korean, all right, just for this example. All right, so you're Korean and you meet this person. This person's cool. This person's nice. You want to know more about them. You're excited. They're excited to meet you. And it's like, hi, I'm Korean. And then you're asking, and then I start asking this person, more about them and their culture. And they call themselves the Yellows. So I meet this person and, they consider themselves a yellow. So they're like, I'm a yellow, man. We're mellow. I'm yellow and mellow. And so I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. You're yellow. That's cool. But when you think about the word yellow, what comes to mind? So let's say if I'm another person of another culture or whatever, and then I meet somebody that calls themselves yellow. What picture comes to mind? What energy do I feel from that? Just from the word yellow. I don't think of a person called yellow, right? That considers themselves yellow. There's no history to that word. There's no strength at all to that word. all there is in my mind is just a color. Like, okay, yeah, so I'm just focused on the color. But there's no culture, there's no history, there's no real education about a color. You see what I'm saying? So me being a person that knows my culture or whatever, I might think this person's cool and nice or whatever, but I wouldn't think too much of them, if you understand what I'm saying. I'm just kind of taking a step back, not being who I am. Let's say I'm somebody else, and then I meet somebody that calls themselves yellow, and they have a rich history and all of that and this and that, but as a yellow, would I care too much about it? Well, that person, not really. You see what I'm saying? There's power in words. There's power in the name. And for us now in 2026 to really have the information, to know who we really are, and to continue to call ourselves black, is to continue to live in ignorance. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, ignorance is a choice. You can choose to educate yourself, know who you are, and stand 10 toes down on that, or stay in ignorance and perpetuate that ignorance. We have to do better. This is what I'm thinking. This is my opinion, and this is how I'm going to live my life from now on. Traveling around or whatever. I'm not going to let people say that I am a black anything. I'm a black American, because now I know who I am. And so now I'm going to stand 10 toes down on who I am and whose I am. And if, a person's really interested and really wants to know, I can show them this video. And I will have links in the description of this video, so you can go and do the research yourself. So I just want to kind of paint that picture so that you understand how dismissive the word black is. It's like dismissive. Now that we know who we really are, how are we going to seriously continue to call ourselves black? The word is dismissive. The word takes away the richness of who we are. Now, it's great to know who we are. It's necessary. It's great, but it's not a flex, because when you know who you are, now that we know who we are, we know why we were sent, why we were taken to America, why our forefathers were taken to America. It was a curse. And it was a curse for what they did to Jesus. And that's heavy. Of course, we have to give ourselves grace for not knowing who we are, and we're just learning now. You know what I'm saying? If you came across this video, I'm Ronnie. I'm a 10-year expat. I'm a truth seeker, avid traveler, and I want to help us to escape the states, learn about the world, and learn about who we are, and just grow in knowledge and wisdom and our spirituality. That's really what it's all about here. So if you like what you see and you're feeling the vibe, then subscribe and join the tribe. I'm an educator. As a teacher, it's just natural to be a lifelong learner. I just want us to start to do better in terms of who we are, and stop taking what the enemy has named us and then putting our stamp on it, putting our power into it. Because this is our gift as Judah, as the praisers. Whatever we say and whatever we put power into magnifies. That's why it's like black power. You see what I'm saying? But now we got to do better than that, because we know we're not black. We are so much more than that. We have a royal identity, and we need to step into that, because with that comes responsibility. Share this information with others that don't know and that really want to know, right? Not the people that are ignorant and they want to stay ignorant. Let them be ignorant over there. But for people who really want to know about us, it's our responsibility to know about ourselves and to teach others. A lot of what they were talking about in the video, you can find in First Chronicles. Okay, I got my Bible here. This book is about us, by the way. This book is about us. So if you have it at your house and it's been collecting dust, Get the dust off of your Bible and get into it and start to learn about yourself, because a lot of the information as far as our lineage and all of that is in First Chronicles. Like, you can start chapter 4 and then just read all of First Chronicles, really, because I started at chapter 4 and was reading from there, but there's still a lot more reading that I have to do. But we're plastered all throughout this book. Seriously. It's crazy. And I'm going to have links in the description where you can get all the information that has opened my eyes and that has helped me and educated me. All of the links are in the description. Take some time out of your day or evening. Click these links and get the truth. Okay? Because I've always been a truth seeker. Whether the truth is negative or positive, I am thankful for it, because we've been lied to forever. Comment down below and let me know that if you've always kind of felt off. Like, even in elementary school, high school, it's just like you're living your life or whatever, but just something's off. Something is not right. And especially with our families. Let's get into that for a minute. I'm going to get a little personal, right? Okay, so in my family, so I had my mother, my grandmother, and my great-grandmother. So my great-grandmother, we called her Big Ma. Comment down below if you have a Big Ma in your family. So she was Big Ma. And, I'm thinking, okay, this is my great-grandmother. But it wasn't until years later when I found out the woman that I called Big Ma was actually my great-aunt. So what that means is my great-grandmother I never actually met. But check this out. Okay, so, in Mount Clair we had a basement. And so I remember in our basement there were these two huge pictures, right? These little oval pictures of a woman and a man. And years later, come to find out that the woman I was looking at was my actual great-grandmother. And then the man was my actual great-grandfather. And I had no idea of who they were. And they were never talked about. Like, my grandmother never talked about them. My mother, of course, she passed when I was super young. And there was just no discussion about our past. So it's always been like, it's always been this cutoff. It was like, okay, I have my grandmother, and then who was who before then? And then who was who before then? Like, there's a blank, and I would try to talk about this with my brother, shout out Steven. And it's just like, he don't care. He's just trying to make money, right? He's trying to make his money, and that's what it is. But for me, it's always been a thing, like trying to get information. Who are we past? Even on my father's side, I tried to get some information, no information about who we really are. But now I know. And now you know. And so it's just this thing that we all have in common. A lot of my friends, like, we don't know. We have no idea about our history. And our parents were just basically working and trying to survive, right? I'm Gen X. So everybody was just working, trying to just work, make that money, and do whatever. And just live life. Comment down below if you Gen X. All right. I'm just bringing this up. This really isn't scripted. I have a few notes, but I saw that brother's video yesterday, and that really did something to me. And this topic has been on my mind. So I'm like, you know what? This has a lot to do with, the travel space and just meeting people. And really, like, from this point on, I am no longer calling myself Black American. And I don't care who I'm talking to. Whether you black or whatever color, whatever culture. I'm going to tell you who I am because now I know. I'm making this video just to start the conversation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be Miss Know-It-All or anything like that. I'm out here learning right along with you. And the things that I learn, when I learn truth, I'm going to pass it on. Let me know when you came into the knowledge of who we are. I am 10 toes deep on strengthening my walk with Christ, learning what sin is, learning what I'm supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do, and then being obedient to that. Nobody's perfect, but this is just like my main focus. This is my main focus now. This is Ronnie Light signing off, encouraging you to know who you are, educate yourself, free yourself, and go where you glow.